Nothing changes if nothing changes. It's February, you may have fallen off of your New Year's resolutions, but we are here to get out of our lazy girl era because we have things to do and we have big goals for 2024. So we need to take the actions to make them happen. I want to start this video off by saying, hey, you made it this far, you are watching this video, so you are taking the steps already to get out of your funk. I know it's easy to get into one, but I'm also going to give you some psychological tips that actually can teach you why you may be in your lazy girl era. And I want to start by saying that being lazy is a response. It's a trauma response, and we go into fight or flight, but there's also freeze and fawn. So it's easy to freeze if you are not sure where to begin. There's so many things that you need to do, or you're scared of taking the first step. So I'm going to teach you how to get out of that, and also different actions you can take to really become the best version of yourself and be more productive. The first thing you need to do is declutter your space. I'm talking deep clean, organize your closet, organize your bedroom, all the spaces in your place, because your space is a direct reflection of your mind. And if you are cluttered, or there's a lot of filth or just things that you don't need, that is what your mind is like. And that's probably why you aren't able to think clearly. Maybe you have brain fog, you have so many things and racing thoughts running through your head that you can't focus and get things done. So first off, I want you to clear out your apartment or your home. Get rid of things you don't need, organize the things that you do the tasks that you've been avoiding. Maybe you have a pile of mail or bills that you've been avoiding, different action items that need to get done that maybe you've been procrastinating on, and then see how you feel after this. And if you can afford it, or if you want to, you can have someone come and deep clean your place. I do this monthly. I live alone, and it's an investment that I make in myself because I am quite busy working and then also creating content and doing all of this. I do keep my place clean and decluttered, but for someone to come in and really deep clean and organize it once a month really helps me reset. I sometimes hire this person off of TaskRabbit, which is a really great platform. This video is not affiliated with them. That's just what I use. And then I also have someone who I was referred to by a friend. And not only is this helping me out personally by taking my time back and buying my time back, but also it is employing somebody who probably needs the money or is really grateful for the work. Now that you've created a clean, clear space, you have more mental space to actually do the deep work. Let's get into it. Second thing is to wake up early, and to wake up early, you must go to sleep early, and that is the actual secret to having a productive day. If you wake up early, the energy is so different if you wake up at 5, 6 a.m. than it is if you wake up at 7, 8, or even 9 a.m. It's a lot more calm, peaceful. You're able to sit with your thoughts and really tackle the day in a good way because you've grounded yourself, you've centered yourself, and you've prepared for what's to come. All the most successful people I know, all of my mentors wake up early. Sometimes it's not the easiest thing for me. I'm not naturally a morning person. I don't naturally wake up with the sunrise and feel energized, but I do really prioritize it by going to sleep early, taking supplements that help me sleep better. I'm talking about vitamins and minerals like magnesium, ashwagandha. Please consult your doctor before starting any of these. Don't take my personal advice, but do what is best for you. I highly suggest taking vitamins and minerals to fix the root of the problem rather than leaning on melatonin or habit-forming sleep aids, because those tend to become less effective over time, and also melatonin is naturally occurring in our brain. So if you take melatonin, it can cause your brain to produce less, which is not good for the long run. So please consult your doctor or do your research on what is best for you, but really having a good nighttime routine. I personally love to brain dump, journal, drink chamomile tea, meditate, turn my phone onto sleep mode and not look at screens before I go to bed. I also like wearing my blue light glasses before I go to bed. I have them linked in my Amazon storefront if you're interested. And then I read my book as well, really allowing myself to get into my body and to turn my brain down helps me get better sleep. I also track my sleep with my Oura ring. So this is my Oura ring, and this is a fitness tracker. I've been using my Oura ring for about 2 years now, and I absolutely love it. It tracks my sleep, HRV, my stress, my activity, steps, calorie burn, readiness score, among other things. And I wear it all the time when I'm sleeping, when I'm working out, walking, etc. And with this, I'm able to see how much REM sleep I'm getting, deep sleep, my latency, if I'm waking up in the middle of the night, if my temperature is high, all of these things to help me track what I need to do differently to be able to achieve better sleep quality. My sleep quality is quite good, I'm not gonna lie. I prioritize my sleep because it is so important for restoring your whole body, your brain, your memory, your cognitive function, and also just being productive and alert during the day. So if you don't have enough sleep and you're not rested, you won't be able to function well at full capacity. But highly recommend the Oura ring. I will have it linked down below. If you use that link, you get 6 months free of the app. But yeah, good quality sleep is super key. We are built by our habits. What we do every single day creates who we are, and it is so important to create habits that build the person that you desire to become, your highest self. Exiting your lazy girl era is going to take a lot of discipline and willpower because you're used to these old habits, you're used to consuming bad food, you're used to not sleeping well. You're going to have to reprogram your brain and change your patterns and habits to then become the person that you want to be, and that's not easy. But you're gonna have to stick through this hard part to be able to reach the part where you feel amazing and you're productive, and then it'll just snowball from there. What we are used to is cheap dopamine. So that's foods that taste good and probably aren't bad for us, or scrolling on our phones, or just getting instant gratification from a lot of things. And while this feels good in the moment, there's a quote by Jay Shetty that I absolutely love. It goes, what's bad for us feels good before, and what's good for us feels good after. So switching this is going to be difficult. It's going to be hard to avoid scrolling on your phone or reaching for that easy snack. But if you eat nourishing, full meals that keep you full for a few hours so that way you're able to work and focus rather than mindlessly snacking or skipping meals, you will look better, you'll feel better, your skin will be better, and you'll have that sustained energy. Same goes with movement. Go outside as soon as you wake up, meditate, move your body because you're physically moving energy through your body. This will get your blood flowing to your brain, to your body. Walking outside and grounding, looking at the sunlight helps your circadian rhythm get used to moving with the sun and moving with nature, which is so important, especially for a lot of us that work from home. When I get outside first thing in the morning or meditate or just like move my body, it sets me up in an incredible way, and I have a way better day emotionally, mentally, and my productivity is higher too. Going off of that, don't go on your phone as soon as you wake up. I know it's difficult sometimes. A good way to not do this is to, one, leave your phone outside of your room, but if you really must keep it in your room, turn it on sleep mode, turn your alarm off, and immediately get out of bed and go brush your teeth, do whatever before you get on your phone. The reason for this is when you wake up, your brain waves are in theta. And this is a really important time for memory, learning, and problem solving. And if you immediately look at your phone, you go straight into alertness and you are in beta, and you miss this really great window where you can train your subconscious mind. If you have positive thoughts, if you think about what you want for the day or what you want to accomplish or manifest into your lives, this is the time to do it because you can really reprogram your brain at this moment. Skip the scrolling. Jay Shetty also said something else. Sorry, I'm quoting Jay Shetty so much in this video, but he has really good words of wisdom. But he said you wouldn't let hundreds or thousands of people enter your room as soon as you wake up. So why would you get on your phone and start responding to hundreds of texts or emails or messages or going on Instagram and letting all of these people come in and contaminate your sacred space, your bedroom? You wouldn't, or you shouldn't. So that is another reason why you should not go on your phone as soon as you wake up. We are also going to turn on screen time. I started doing this a few months ago as a content creator and someone who works at LTK, which is a company in the creator economy. Social media is not only my life, but it is my job. So I have to be on social media, but by turning on screen time, I am at least letting myself know, hey, you've been on your phone this much or for this long. Do I really need to be scrolling? Am I working or am I just mindlessly scrolling? Sometimes I have to turn it off and go onto the apps if I'm working, but typically I will put my phone away, go read a book, clean my apartment, do the dishes, do something that is productive, or journal. Even as a content creator, you need to scroll, you need to find the trends, or keep up with what is happening to keep a pulse on the industry. But also it's more beneficial to create from a space of your intuition, and rather than following trends, creating something that shares your gift with the world. Going back to what I said about eating clean and nourishing foods, grocery shop once a week, make a really good list of foods that are nourishing, that you love, and that are accessible to you, and buy the same things every week. I watched Tam Kerr's YouTube video. I've actually been watching a lot of her content and listening to her podcast. It's called Self-Obsessed. I am obsessed with it. But she said she made a grocery list of all the foods that are anti-inflammatory or what suit her body and what her goals are, and she just repeats that list every single week, and I think that is genius. I kind of do a similar thing, but I didn't think of buying the exact same things every week, and I'm gonna start doing that. I personally order my groceries online because I love just doing it from my laptop. They get dropped off at my door. I'm able to meal prep and make my food for the week and know what I'm gonna eat. Order your groceries, go grocery shopping. We are eating clean, whole, nutritious foods, and we are meal prepping, so that way we save time, and also we are nourishing our bodies and having the fuel to be as productive as we are trying to be. Moving on to get out of our lazy girl era, fourth thing is journaling, brain dumping, and making lists. Getting all of your thoughts out is going to create this flow, because a lot of times we get stuck in this lazy era because we're not flowing. Like I said at the beginning of the video, we are stuck, we're frozen because we don't know where to start. And the best way to figure out where to start is just to get the thoughts going. Objects in motion stay in motion, and thoughts become things. So start making lists. Start writing out your emotions, write out your goals, make them big, and then break them down. I love just grabbing my phone and making notes in my notes app, but I also have so many different journals. I have my journal that I use for brain dumping, and then I have my journal that I use for to-do lists and planning my day, and then I have my manifesting journal, my shadow work journal, and a few other journals for like long-term planning, which I all have listed in my Amazon storefront, so check them out there. But journaling and writing down your thoughts is so key. Make lists whenever you can, and then also use a calendar. I use Apple Calendar, and I also use Google Calendar. This really helps me figure out like when my meetings are and when I have deadlines, and also when I have free time, so I can schedule in my workouts, my meditation, my cleaning, or whatever I need to do, the chores that I have to get done. I can schedule around my work and really plan it out for the whole week. So this way I'm able to know what my day looks like and just automatically go, rather than having to decide, am I going to do yoga today, or am I going to go to the gym, or am I going to wear this, or am I going to eat that, or do I wash my hair today or tomorrow? Ladies, schedule out your hair washing schedule based on your workouts. Trust me, it's going to save you so much time, and it's also going to make you way more efficient in the gym or whatever workouts you do too. I highly recommend writing down all of your goals. Where do you want to be in a year from now? Where do you want to be in a month from now, a week? Break them down into actionable habits and things that you can do daily, so that way you are having small wins along the way. Because if you have this daunting task or this daunting goal and you don't know where to start, you're gonna freeze, and then you're gonna go into your lazy girl era, and then you're gonna procrastinate and binge eat or watch TV or just do things that aren't productive. You get that dopamine rush from having that small win. You will keep moving forward. And lastly, in this part, measure your short-term versus your long-term goals. How are your short-term goals going to play into your long-term goals, and where do you have some leeway to be a little bit flexible? Like if you want to take a short trip, or if you want to end up going to dinner with friends and staying out later one night, how is that going to affect your short-term and long-term goals? And like I was saying at the beginning, waking up early and going to sleep early is super important. I even suggest doing that on the weekend if you can. Don't go out on the weekends and drink and end up hungover or doing different things, staying out till 6 in the morning, and then ruining your whole next day and then falling into this really toxic cycle again. If you're gonna go out, have fun, but do it for a reason and do it with intention. I am trying to limit myself now with going out. I did go out last night actually, but I did not drink, and I went out with the intention to spend time with my really good friend who I haven't seen in a long time, to dance, to listen to good music, to see my friends. And I had the most incredible, fulfilling night. And I think play is so important. Just because we're exiting our lazy girl era does not mean that we are not gonna play. Because if you are too disciplined and strict with yourself, you're gonna burn out. And this is a marathon, not a race. And if you let yourself get into this rut where you're like, I need to reach these goals and I need to do this and I can't do this because it's gonna hurt this, then you are going to be miserable and you are going to not succeed in any area and just hate your life. So we need to have balance as always. I feel amazing because I did let myself play, and that is what I'm trying to get at here. Next, we need a structure and time block. So it goes into what I was saying before, planning out your week, but also deep focused work. I just read this book, or I listened to it on Audible. It's called Deep Work by Cal Newport. It really made me realize how you can work so much more efficiently if you do deep focused work. An hour of deep work can take you 4 or 5 hours to do if you are picking up your phone every 5 minutes or if you are getting distracted or all of these things. So I highly suggest putting your phone away and saying, I'm gonna work until I get this task done, and not letting yourself get distracted by it. Or I'm gonna work for an hour on this task and not doing anything else in that time. Getting into a flow state is also so key. And the way you can access a flow state is if you are doing things that are difficult, but not so difficult that you freeze. So challenge yourself, do things that are hard, try new things also. I personally started taking samba lessons, salsa lessons recently, and trying different things, and honestly it's so empowering, and it also is making my brain work in different ways, which I love. While we want to be less lazy or exit our lazy girl era, trying new things may take away from your productivity in a way, or like meditating, but it actually is like a catapult, like pulling you back and then launching you forward. So I highly recommend, if you're really busy, meditate for longer. They say the person who has no time to meditate should meditate an hour longer. I forgot how the quote goes, but focus on getting into a flow state because this will also help you enjoy the work that you're doing more. Going off of that, try to avoid task switching, because when you do this, it actually takes a lot of energy for your brain to go from one task to another. And it does take a few minutes for you to actually get into that flow state again. So it's better if you can completely finish one task before moving on to another, and avoid, like I said, scrolling on your phone or getting distracted, because this is causing you to become less productive. So if you can, clear your space, go to a cafe or go somewhere outside of your apartment if you work from home to really get deep work done. I personally have started going to a cafe really early in the morning at around 7 a.m. and I give myself like 2 or 3 hours, and I'm like, I'm gonna get all the work done that I have for the day done in these 2 or 3 hours. And then the rest of the day, I still work, but I have meetings and whatever, but I can be assured that, hey, I got all my work done and I am overachieving, and that just makes me feel better and more productive. And then it also gives me more space to work on my creative outlets like content creation and my business and everything later on without having to stress about my daytime job. Sixth thing is to do it with a friend. If you have a friend who also wants to exit their lazy girl era, do it together. Recently, I did a 3-day fast with my best friend. She lives in Canada, but we were emotionally supporting each other and holding each other accountable over the phone. There were many times where I wanted to quit or she wanted to quit, and we persevered and really encouraged each other to stick to it. We didn't do it for weight reasons, but we did it because we use food to avoid things that we have to do, to procrastinate. And I wanted to understand better how I was using food as a coping mechanism in my life, and she did as well. And I actually learned so much throughout that fast. I got more in touch with myself. I felt better. I felt more energized and all of these things. And if you don't have anyone who wants to do this with you, one, you probably need to get new friends. I'm not saying cut off your friends, but just invite new friends into your life that have a growth mindset, because obviously you have a growth mindset because you are watching this video and subscribe to my channel. But it's really important to surround yourself with people who inspire you and motivate you and really push you to get out of the space that you're in if you are feeling lazy or unmotivated. So just some food for thought there. And the last thing that has really been shaking up my world and changing my life is listen to motivational YouTubers and podcasts. One person who I've been watching since I swear I was 12 years old is Annie Jaffrey. She is my comfort YouTuber. I love her so much, and she really did shape the person that I become through her motivation, her journaling practices, the foods and recipes that she eats and makes and shares. So she's incredible. Also, I've been loving Tam Kerr. The Wizard Liz is also changing my life. She has a video on affirmations I listen to every single day. I also love Mel Robbins. She is iconic and just such a leader to me, like as a woman, but also she's a lot older than me. So I really look up to her. And she has really great podcasts, and also I love her sounds on TikTok. Affirmations are also changing my life and can really help you get out of your lazy girl era, because what you say to yourself and your internal dialogue is so important. And a few weeks ago, I really noticed that my internal dialogue was getting pretty negative. Not too bad, but I did hermit a bit when I got back from my trip to Argentina and Uruguay. But it was just a big trip and it was a lot on me mentally, emotionally, and physically. So I really wanted to get back into my routine, and doing that, I stopped hanging out with people. I was really just in my apartment or working out. So I was always in loungewear, workout clothes, not doing my makeup or hair because I didn't really need to, and just not feeling the best about myself and how I looked. So I started doing mirror work, which is actually so powerful. It's when you look in the mirror and tell yourself I am statements. And at the beginning, I felt really silly. I could not believe myself, and I felt very detached from myself when I looked myself in the eyes and said these statements like, I am magnetic, I am beautiful. I just could not believe it, and I honestly started laughing at myself. Despite that, I continued to say these statements every single day, multiple times a day, repeat them in my head when I was going for walks. I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm this, I'm that. And now I can look you in the eyes and say, I'm beautiful, I am intelligent, I'm smart, all these things, and actually believe it. And not only did it shift how I felt about myself, it opened my energy up. I see the way I carry myself now. And not only that, it changed the way that I moved throughout my day and how productive I was and what I did for myself. Because when you have self-compassion and you love yourself, you will exit your lazy girl era, and that will come intrinsically. Because if you love yourself, or if you love anyone or anything, you want to take care of that person. You want to take care of that thing, of that animal, whatever it is, because you want the best for them. And if you want the best for yourself, you will hold yourself to a higher standard and do the things and take the steps to become the best version of yourself. It'll come naturally. So do the inner work, journal, like I said, do mirror work, and I swear that will honestly help get the ball going more than anything. But I hope you found this video very helpful. If you have any questions, leave them below. Click here for some more tips on getting your life together and mindset, and I will see you guys in the next one.